Howdy, it's Dave Duford here, where I help agents like you sell more final expense and life insurance. Today's video is specifically designed for you final expense insurance agents out there who are just going through your first year and have never experienced what we call annual enrollment period, and why this is something you should be very wary of, especially if you are on a direct mail final expense lead generation program. So the reason I'm putting this video together is because annual enrollment period is almost upon us. It's almost the 1st of September at the recording of this video. And as of October 7th, I think, yes, October 15th, through December 7th, you will see marketing towards our market of seniors who buy final expense like no other time of the year. Medicare is the name of the game at the end of the year, and when Medicare allows for switches in Medicare Advantage program, it is the season to buy a Medicare plan or to switch out a Medicare plan. And almost, I would say 80 to 90% of Medicare insurance marketing is done during this time period. So much so that your prospects that normally would reply back to direct mail final expense leads will be literally buried in Medicare Advantage leads, changes in Medicare, new Medicare Advantage plans that offer all sorts of great little things that you have to reply this card to. These people of ours, our prospects, will be worn out with Medicare supplement and Medicare Advantage solicitations. How does this affect you? You don't sell Medicare, but what it does affect is those who get responses from direct mail. Historically, we have seen a slowdown in response rates for those people who do direct mail during this period of time. Accurately, I would say somewhere between September and October is when it starts until the end of December, going into January. There's a couple of reasons for this, primarily because all the marketing usually releases in, I think it's around the 1st of October is when they can officially start to market the changes and the products. And then also, Medicare agents tend to transition into final expense and other senior-related products at the beginning of the year once the Medicare Advantage season rolls and over, and the end of the year holidays are over too. So you have to plan first to some extent. It's good to plan at least that some of your marketing is going to come up short if you do direct mail. And again, I'm doing this video to help prepare you in advance. Again, we've got 6 weeks, so you're at the point where you can think through this and plan accordingly so that you don't run into a shortage of leads like some agents do under some circumstances. So let's talk about some specifics in order to get around this and to fix it. So one thing you can do is you can go with the flow. So not myself, but there are agents out there who during annual enrollment period will go into Medicare and primarily lead with Medicare related products. Why? Because it's a season. People are responding at double plus the normal response rates off of Medicare mailers. People are primed anyway with all the advertisements on TV, solicitations in the mail, and the discussions between seniors to buy or change their Medicare plan. So it's a good opportunity to go out there and leverage what's already well talked about and get out there and make some waves. So if you already are selling Medicare, this may be a way around this response rate issue, is just to sell Medicare primarily through the annual enrollment period. Of course, this is if you do sell Medicare. If you're like me, you can't do that because I don't sell Medicare Advantage. So what else would you do? So what I like to do, if you're just a straight up final expense producer, is to start thinking seriously about how you can supplement with other types of leads to get you through the end of the year. So for example, there's a lot of vendors out there that will provide you with Facebook leads. We do this at Final Expense in the Inner Circle program at a discounted rate. They're very good leads. We can get them to where we target only people who are 60 and older. They're actually fantastic, very good leads. And they come in instantly. You don't have to wait 4 or 5 weeks like you do with direct mail. And you can supplement these on top of your direct mail through this period of time. So if you have a week where you get half the response rate, just giving you an example, you can order up as many Facebook leads as you need to supplement and replace what you would have purchased if the response rates were good. Alternatively, you can also look into getting into final expense seminars. Seminars are always a great opportunity, and because there's so little people doing them, you can go in and take part of this right away and leverage the benefits of the high-quality lead seminar marketing does. I have a couple of agents. I teach this program to my agents. I also sell a program that teaches this to agents for a nominal fee. And just this week, I had an agent, I think, in Houston. He wrote 5 deals off of a seminar. I have an agent who was up in Nashville. She wrote, I believe, 4 deals off of one seminar. Took her 10 minutes to book it, 10 minutes to present it, and probably half a day's worth to work the 4 deals and the $1,500 or $2,000 in premiums she made from it. It may have ended up being more than that. I may be undercutting it. And then I had another agent in Dallas who did the same thing. I think he wrote 3 or 4 deals last week or two. It works great. And the great thing about seminar marketing is that you don't spend the kind of money that you would on direct mail or Facebook leads. So even if you just do 2 seminars a week, it's very easy to set these up. It's a lot easier than you think. And you just go in and book it, do a 10-minute expose on the options for life insurance or burial coverage, talk facts, same thing you really do in a presentation. And people literally will come up to you and want to buy from you because they've been thinking about this stuff. They get to know you through the seminar process, and they know that you're an expert through your demonstration of your knowledge, and they usually go ahead and buy on the spot. I mean, I've literally had people line up and want to buy from you. So if this is something you're interested in, you want to learn the kind of the nuances of it, this is something we can teach you if you're an agent of mine, or if you're not and you're interested in the program, reach out to me. I'll send you some information on how it works. Also, some other things I would suggest. Point number 3 here is get away from the per 1,000 mailer. So this is not just an annual enrollment period suggestion. This is a fundamental rule, I think, in most markets where most final expense agents are. What you want to do is a per 1,000 mailer, in case you don't know, is where you go to a mail house and you say, I'll spend $475 for 1,000 mailers to be dropped. You may get back 10, you may get back 20, you may get back 5. The point is there's no guarantee on what you're going to get back. And if you couple this with a period of time where response rates are just horrible for at least final expense agents, then you may find yourself in a position where you are on the lower end of that scale and you pay upwards of $50 to $100 a lead. Seriously, I've seen marketing campaigns where that's happened, and it just drives me nuts because that's unsustainable in this business. Alternatively, you should get on what's called fixed price leads. We do this in my agency. If you work with me as a final expense agent, we guarantee your lead price somewhere in the mid-20s to mid-30s, depending on the filters that you select and the lead that you get. And we, no matter what the response rate is, great or bad, you pay the same price. The lead house carries the risk element of a poor response rate. And this just frees you from the worry of managing your expenses and the cost of your lead generation. So that all you have to do is just plug in, tell us how many you want, at what price point. You know you're going to pay that, and you know you're not going to get stuck with the horrible situation of paying an enormous amount per leads. I did the video probably about 2 or 3 years ago where I talked about this, and it's literally the same thing. I did a per 1,000 mailer campaign just for the hell of it, and it just cost me big time, more than I suspected. Okay, last point here, advice of marketing for final expense during AEP is understand that even if you get on if you're on a fixed price program now for leads, direct mail specifically, understand that the price is the only thing that can be guaranteed, not the response rate. So there's no one in the world who can guarantee response rates. I can't pick out a couple of houses on XYZ street and tell you that they, for a fact, are going to respond back to these lead campaigns. I can tell you within variation that we can expect on a low side of this kind of response and a high side of that response rate. And a fixed price point on your leads doesn't guarantee the response rate. It just guarantees that you're not going to pay more or less than if there was a difference in what you would expect on response rates either way. It guarantees a price point. It allows for more manageable cash flow, but it doesn't manage for better response rates. This is important because if you are on a fixed price lead program, you shouldn't ignore my advice outright. You should be seriously considering what's my plan B, maybe plan C when it comes to lead generation through the end of the year, but to better prepare yourself for the inevitable slowdown of response rates in some areas. Again, I can't even tell you which area. You may be fine. You may have areas that get slammed that have a definite impact on your ability to generate leads. So be thinking about alternative ways to supplement yourself through October, November, and December, and somewhat into January. January is a little rough sometimes. I'll kind of end the video with this. January has been a time where response rates, it's a great month to sell final expense. Everybody's ready to roll. A lot of people have great months in January, February, March. My experience has been that, but also response rates tend to be a little bit lower just because the way I see it, a lot of Medicare guys get off of selling Medicare, and they don't want to necessarily go through flipping MA deals on people who are dual eligible, or going after the turning 65 market, so they give final expense a shot. So you see a lot more marketing generation in January, February, March, especially in direct mail, because everybody knows direct mail works. So take these words of wisdom into hand. I think you'll find that they'll be beneficial to you. If all else, prepare or plan to succeed, because if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. My name is Dave Duford. Buy my books. This one's called Interviews with Top Producing Insurance Agents. 13 collected interviews with top producing insurance agents across different markets. If you're a new or struggling agent, you'll hear the stories from people who went from failure to success, and it will provide you motivation and a way to figure out how to improve your own business and what they took to be successful. And then also, if you like selling final expense or are interested in it, buy my book on Amazon. It's called The Official Guide to Selling Final Expense Insurance. It's a complete marketing and sales system for the new or experienced agent looking to hone their final expense sales and prospecting. You can find the links below in the description box and buy it on Amazon or an ebook. My name is Dave Duford, and I want to thank you so much for watching. Take care. See you next time.